Hello and welcome to this episode of Polysaturated. We're going to go about Jay's eye twitching because she has done had it for the day. And it's not even 2. No.
It started twitching before noon.
Before noon?
It started twitching a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. It had stopped until like yesterday.
Mm-mm.
Well,
I've seen twitches all through.
Okay. This episode is we're going to be talking about accommodating needs. Well,
First class accommodations.
First class.
First class.
I thought we gave you coach.
They bumped me because we delayed the trip.
Oh, so we're just going to give you bus fare now?
I have missed the bus.
Oh.
I have missed...
Did you miss the bus or did the bus miss you?
No, the bus didn't miss him. I hit him with it. Yeah, just ran him right out.
You know,
and under the bus I went.
That's more believable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyway, accommodating needs. For anybody that is wondering, Jay is the neediest person here. She is needing to
strangle you right now.
Or
from the look
or just have me stop breathing in general right now. Is that what's going on?
She's mentally cutting off your oxygen supply.
Yeah, I kind of feel it. My throat's kind of closing up, and
she finds your lack of faith
using
disturbing.
the Force.
Yeah, the Force. You're not a Jedi.
How have you escaped being turned into a toad these years? I just want to know, how have you...
I got better. Anyway, some people in a polycule could have, dietary needs, physical needs, affection needs, infection. Oh, wait, that's not one of them. You don't need to... for me in particular, I need sleep. Well, I say that, but then again, I'm like up at all kinds of weird hours of the night. So
I think you need sleep when you need sleep.
Yeah.
And at no other time. And
if anybody happens to interrupt him while he's needing the sleep and decides that he needed the sleep and decides that you were an interruption, then it's all hell breaks loose.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I as I've said in previous
episodes... But yet
episodes,
he's up 3 or 4 times every single night, or he'll get up at 4 in the morning and stay up and then decide, oh, I'm so tired at 8 o'clock when everybody else decides to actually get up for the day.
I don't know.
And then he goes and lays down and sleeps until noon.
I'm feeling attacked.
Oh.
I'm feeling attacked.
I came here for a good time, and I'm feeling really attacked right now. So
you didn't even introduce us or anything.
Oh, I didn't?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
It's just you. It's the Zan show.
I didn't even say mine,
Apparently.
so...
we're just Zan's chorus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're his backup announcers.
If you need to know who else is
or
with
his
me...
groupies. Yeah.
I'm a fan.
You're a fangirl?
He needs one.
Anyway, I'm Zan, and I'm here with Silence.
I don't know, Zan. Am I important enough to say who I am? Or...
I'm Zan's bitch.
Hey, you know your place.
I am not Zan's bitch.
We are sheep. We do everything that Zan needs.
They're not bad.
No.
Let's shepherd this conversation a bit.
So, I'm Zan. I'm here with
Jay.
And okay, so we have Jay and we have
Crow.
Yay! They know how to say their names.
Yay! We went to school for this.
Do you know how to spell it?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. This is how it's gonna go. This is how we're gonna do this.
This is gonna be brutal, and it's gonna be all day.
Yeah.
And you,
buckle
lucky
up.
Individuals, have decided to sign on with us today for all of this.
So, accommodating needs. This could be a very, very broad subject, considering people have different physical needs, they have different mental needs.
Basically, we're talking about accommodating the needs of our partners and thereby accommodating the needs of the families involved and any other peoples who are involved, friends even, whether it be dietary needs, thinking about what needs to happen before you go on vacation to accommodate their needs, to accommodate and anticipate particular needs that might need to be met.
And Jay happens to be the master planner when it comes to all this stuff. She thinks about things that no one else does. Because I know on many of our trips we have come down to like, oh, did somebody pack? And Jay's like, yeah, I got that. It's right here. Like... And she does it so often because she thinks about everybody and everybody involved. So it's one of those things where she has her backs.
You don't actually need to be a master planner to get through things like this. It just helps. It helps to... A little extra effort at the beginning can save you a lot on the trip itself or at the event itself. Because remembering that your lover A is very pale and you're going to be standing in the sun all day. So bringing that sunscreen is essential. But this is why we don't have skin cancer or we're constantly peeling in the sun, or, you know, why we don't have to load up or invest in aloe. Or
everybody's miserable for the next week with burning, peeling, hurting skin.
Right.
Yeah, we're kind of a pasty bunch.
Mm-hmm.
We do need sunglasses. That is a requirement. Whenever we're out in the sun, everybody around us needs sunglasses because we're kind of blinding.
The beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid. Taking those precautions, packing food for the special dietary needs that are probably not going to be fulfilled at whatever restaurants are available can be a big deal. And it's things like that that make trips memorable or miserable, depending on how they're handled. Here's the thing. If you can start from the mindset of nothing's going to go to plan. Nothing is going to go to plan. Just accept that things are going to go screwy at some points. We even had a situation where we were going to Six Flags as a group, and there were how many of us? There were 9 of us. There were 9 of us.
Yeah.
So we had 9
extra.
One of us was sick.
No, I think 2.
2?
I think it
2
was
reasons.
both daughters.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So 2 of us were sick. Jay made kind of a very meaningful statement, and I think it's really helped just with the mindset of before you do anything as a group, and you're trying to do this as a polycule, which we think is important. If you're going to have a polycule, you all need to bond. Even if you're not connected on a physical level or whatnot, you all need bonding time. Group activities are kind of essential. Just even if you're only connected through this other person, it helps. It helps to work as a unit. It helps to do something that's kind of a goal-related activity and be all on the same team. But she made the statement that, you know, with so many of us, we're not all going to be at 100% every time. You got to go anyway.
I'm looking to get like 25% most days. No.
And I typically run on half wattage, so, you know, my brain's at half battery.
And I think Jay's more like 110, 120%.
When she drops down to 100, it's, yeah. That's a rare event.
Yeah, a very rare event.
But it's one of those things where even if somebody has an upset stomach and the vacation can't be ruined, if you allow things like that to ruin the event, you're never going to have an event.
See, the thing is that, you know, this is something you think about with a regular relationship, with just, you know, a monogamous relationship. When it comes to a poly relationship, it gets a little more complicated at times because there's
so many more fingers in the pie.
And if you do like we did and blend the families, fingers in the pie, seriously.
Yes. So. I thought that was perfect. I thought that went well, and I thought it did.
I'm just hearing sound effects in my head.
Yeah, we got lowbrow humor and taking it a notch down. And just as I thought we couldn't take it any lower.
Here we go.
I've been proven wrong. Yeah, so when you blend families like we do, and you have, you know, 4 kids and, you know, 4 adults at a time, and now we're down to 3 adults, but whenever you have that, it does complicate things. Now, I know with some polycules and stuff like that, you know, they're in the V and the other ends of the V are not together or whatever like that, but at the same time, the hinge of the V is going to have to think about accommodating 2 partners at some point.
It really helps in a polycule like that if the ends of the V are also involved.
It does. It's not always the case, though.
Right. It's not always, but that's what my message would be to the listeners. If you're at the end of a V, start thinking about the other end of that V. Start thinking about that person's needs as well. Make them as important as yours.
And one thing that it can come to is that, you know, one end of the V needs more attention than the other, or the one end of the V has some kind of medical issue that, you know, like what happened with us. Let's go back a couple, like not long after we got together, Jay had to go take care of a medical issue in Houston, and so I couldn't take off of work at all, like absolutely not. We were opening up a new facility, and I just could not take off of work. Crow had to go with Jay to Houston to help her, which I'm glad he did, because she would not have been able to do it alone.
Which, by the way, she was actually planning at first.
Right, to go by herself, because, you know, I can do it all. Which she can, but it helps to have somebody there sometimes.
Yeah, I really needed somebody else there.
So what ended up happening was Crow was able to go take care of Jay, and I had to stay back, and I took care of the kids. And
with X.
Yeah, with X. That kind of situation helps out.
But it was something that we hadn't anticipated for.
At all.
And something that just came up out of the blue, and we were able to accommodate that surprise thing because we all work together.
That's a big benefit when it comes to, a poly relationship, is that you have more hands or more fingers in the pie, as Crow says, which, hey, if that's your thing,
I kind of want to take it back to the very beginning, though, of any sort of relationship. In order to have your needs accommodated for, it has to be one of the very beginning conversations. You start having those dating conversations like, what's your favorite color? What kind of music do you like? Well, shortly after that, you also need to start including what other kind of special needs do you have? Or is there anything in particular that you can't eat that you have had trouble with in the past that I need to be aware about? Maybe one partner had no trauma in the past whatsoever, and the other partner had years and years of abuse and trauma. Well, you're going to have to accommodate them, even though you might have a particular likeness to certain kinds of behavior in the bedroom or outwards. You may have to think outside of that and accommodate their needs. I know we've had situations where, even though neither Zan or Crow are forceful, just a simple putting the hand around the back of the neck was an issue.
Like during a kiss. Like it was just like an embracing kiss type of thing.
But those are special needs that somebody needs to express. And it may just be that it may be things that come up that you're not even aware of at the time.
Yeah, because I definitely was not aware of it. It's not something I didn't think of.
There's a behavior that comes from the person on the receiving end that you may not be expecting. But because of previous conversations, to be able to expect and accommodate for those types of preferences and wishes.
If you want to talk about intimacy and kissing and all that other stuff, everybody has their own style, everybody has their own thing. And even when it comes to sex, some people like to be kinky, some people like to ropes, some people like good spanking here and there, but at the same time some people just like straight vanilla sensual sex, and that's a lot.
All the above.
All of it.
Yeah. I'll take some of that and that. Yeah, how about I just take that side of the menu?
Buffet.
What's your kink? Yes, please.
Yep.
Yes, please. May I have another?
And another. Anyway, one thing that can be kind of cool with a poly relationship is accommodating those needs for another partner. Is that, okay, well, let's just say Crow is not into giving spankings. Somebody else could step in and do that. It's one of those things where in a poly relationship, there's many facets you can have with different partners. So
I'll tell you that a thing that was something that I had to get used to was dietary needs in a polycule. Both Zan and Jay have strict dietary needs. So there's no sugar. There's small amounts of food. A lot of my social go-tos, let's go get something to eat, became a thing. Like, we can't really do that. Or we can, but okay, we can't just pick up sandwiches on the way because bread is not on the menu, and can't just surprise Jay with a box of chocolates because sugar is not on the menu. Mm-hmm. We have a favorite restaurant, donut shop, that is actually these donuts are actually something that both Zan and Jay are able to eat, and Jay and I were riding in the car and thought it would be great to bring some donuts home that we can all eat together, and closed.
Yeah.
What other options do we have? None.
0.
So it's one
I
of
really wanted a donut.
Right. And it's one of those things that you have to be flexible and accommodating to an almost ridiculous degree, and not allow your plans to go off the rails because something can't happen.
Or get discouraged.
Right.
And that's why having those conversations early on are important, because otherwise Crow may have shown up one day to try to cheer me up with a box of chocolates, and it could have, made me start crying even more or something like that. But he would know to get me something different instead. Instead of chocolates, he could have gotten me, I don't know.
Flowers?
No, flowers.
Cheez-Its.
Well, now it's Cheez-Its. Back then, I couldn't tolerate those.
Yeah.
But
pepperonis. Pepperonis are a win. Come on.
Yeah.
Unless you're vegan. Dietary needs can weirdly affect your polycule. Mm-hmm. Just because food is something we associate with pleasure and socialness and togetherness. If you can't share that, suddenly you're restricted. Mm-hmm. Okay, this thing that I normally do, I can't do for this person. And so I have to scramble and think of something else that can still work in that way. You can either get discouraged by that, or you can think, this is cool. We're going to